I'm just going to go ahead and show you the ability to edit one of these statement enclosures. This happens to be a statement enclosure for a new car loan, and I will just call that up, and you can see what that looks like as our template. But if you want to change that up a little bit, you can edit the text both on page 1 and page 2. I'll just change this to from this way to look to us for new car money. If you want to, you can change the fonts. We support dozens and dozens of different types of fonts. You can also change the font size if you want to. And as I mentioned, you can also change it on page 2. I'll just add some language here. Our trained specialists who are available from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day. Know most of the dealers in our community. Also, depending on the size of your institution, if you have multiple branches or perhaps even multiple banks with the same name or different names in the same holding company, we will go ahead and put all of that information in for you in the setup process, and can display this in several different formats, perhaps the name of the bank and then the separate address for each of the different locations as one way of displaying it. Another one where you have all 3 locations on one display, and then maybe just another one which has just the bank name but not the addresses. So a number of different ways that we can set that up for you. And as I also mentioned, you can also update the photo if you want to. And in this case, we have 4 different photos in this particular statement enclosure. You can either do a photo search and pick out one of the 2 million that we provide to you through our stock photo licensing arrangement. And those will come up in just a second. You can either pick out one that we display for you that you would like to use from this list, or if you want to, you can go ahead and search the entire group of our 2 million photos for a particular term. For example, if you put in car, you could go ahead and click on go, and we would bring up all the pictures associated with a car. In addition to our stock photos, you can also use your own photos if you have them on your C drive or D drive on your computer, or possibly on a flash drive, and you just click on upload. And what this allows you to do is go out and perhaps take a picture of your own building, or perhaps new employees who you're introducing to the community. Click on browse, and then you can go out to whatever location where you have stored these photos and import one of these photos. I have already done that, so I'm not going to import it here today, but I did import this photo earlier on, which is of a local bank. And so I will go ahead and click on that one, and then we'll go ahead and preview the statement enclosure which I've created. It just takes a few seconds to build the camera-ready art for this particular statement enclosure. And what we do is create the format, in this case a high-resolution document, which is ready to go to a printer so that they can use the crop marks which you see in the corners here, as well as the color bars which are here at the top. So this is prepared in a format that is ready to be printed. We also, depending on what type of media you're working with, if you're working with a newspaper, we prepare the artwork to be ready to go out to the newspaper. If you're going to do an email campaign, for example, if you're going to use this statement enclosure, but rather than put it in a statement, you want to email it out, we would go ahead and create it in the format that is needed to be included in an email, and it goes right into the body of the email rather than as an attachment to the email. So again, it just takes a little bit of time to build each of those formats as we're previewing the document. You can see that now I have a picture of the bank that I went out and took on the left-hand side rather than the stock one that was there. And I've changed the language, look to us for new car money. And on the second page, here I have added our trained specialists who are available from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day. So you can see that all of the editing, which I did, is now in place, and this document is ready for production. Also, I'm sure you see the word proof that runs diagonally across this document. Bank Marketing Center includes a workflow process for approval for all of the marketing materials that are created within it. So if you have a marketing person that needs to approve this, and then the president of the bank needs to approve it, we will set it up so an email goes to the marketing person, they can sign off on it, then it can go to the president, that person can sign off on it, and you can go ahead and then produce the document, and we remove the word proof. Also, if you're using a compliance officer or an attorney within the bank or under contract, you can go ahead and incorporate them into the workflow process as well. They'll receive an email that there is something out there to be approved. They can go ahead and take a look at it. The compliance person can sign off on it. Then it can go to marketing, and the senior marketing person can sign off on it, and then it can be produced. We can even do 2 or 3 or 4 people within the same department. So if you have marketing people out at your different branches, or maybe your branch managers act as marketing people, they can go ahead and create an ad, and they can approve it, and then they can send it into corporate marketing and can approve it, and then the document can be produced. Once you've previewed it and you're satisfied that you want to produce the document, you go ahead and click on Order. And the order screen will come up. In this case, it's going to a commercial printer. We will help you and show you how to load in your vendors. We are not involved in the production of any of the printing that takes place through Bank Marketing Center. So you can go ahead and use your local printers with whom you already have a relationship, and you can add several printers in if you get a better price on 2-color copy at one printer and a better price on 4-color at another printer, or maybe you're using 2 or 3 or 4 different newspapers. You can go ahead and load them in to the system as vendors. You can also load in the various quantities, which are typical ones that you order from that printer, as well as a price per item. So if I decide to order 1,000 instead of 5,000, my price per item in this case changes to 80 cents. And you go ahead and set all of that up per type of item being produced and per the printer, so that it goes out, when it goes out to the printer, they know how many to order, and you know how many you're actually going to be producing. You can also see that once it's added to the cart, you can see what the cost is, and we keep a running total of this. So if you have a marketing budget of $25,000 for the year, you can go ahead and enter that into the administrative side of the program, and then as you're ordering each item, we will track that and subtract it off and let you know where you are in terms of using your annual budget.